Peninsula, a series of small islands connected by sandbars, juts into the Massachusetts Bay at the entrance to Boston Harbor. Located along this narrow strip is the town of Hull. Awarded the Department of Energy's Wind Power Pioneer Award, this coastal community has become a leader in Massachusetts for the advancement of wind energy. Its first turbine was erected in December 2001 and its second in 2006. Since then, the combined two have generated roughly 16 million kilowatt hours of energy. The first tower alone can power up to 150 homes. It is important to note, however, that this energy does not go directly to the homes, but instead to the power company, the Hull Municipal Light Plant, and is then redistributed along with other forms of energy. Altogether, wind comprises 10 to 15% of all Hull's energy. While in Hull, we had the privilege of visiting the home of Max Horn. Perched on a cliff and overlooking the vast ocean, it was truly breathtaking. Most impressive, however, was not the house's location, but the house itself. Max has built something called a passive house. A passive house is an ultra-low energy building focused on reducing its ecological footprint and requiring very little energy for heating or cooling. According to Max, the key to reducing your carbon footprint is super insulation. The walls of his home are a whopping 12 inches thick, eliminating the need for a central heating system, and reducing his heating bill to $365 a year. The house is so insulated, in fact, that a ventilation system is needed specifically for the stove. He was also able to forego air conditioning by installing a ceiling fan in every room. This, plus the lack of a heating system, has reduced his electric bill to less than $500 per year. Because of his location in New England, his house unfortunately has very low solar gain, and therefore he was unable to utilize photovoltaic cells. He does, however, have a solar water heater, which was pretty cool. Max recognizes that building this type of house is not practical for everyone, but he stresses that for only a fraction more, anyone could make their home 80% more efficient than the conventional house simply by insulating. If you cannot afford to build a passive house, you might be interested in doing something like Patrick Guiney, the president of Sustainable Greener Hull. He and his wife have managed to turn their small urban yard into a green paradise. They have done this in part with the use of small-scale farming, where in each square foot, just a few things are planted, but in a manner that is hyper-intensive. Later, the residue from what is grown is reused as compost, forming a self-sustaining system. Sustainable Greener Hull is a group of dedicated individuals working together to move Hull away from fossil fuels and stabilize climate change. Another prominent member, Judith Vanham, and her husband are huge promoters of LUVs, local use vehicles. A local use vehicle is a completely electric club car. She even charges hers with solar panels, so absolutely no fossil fuels are used. While these vehicles are not equipped for long journeys, they are great for around the neighborhood, going up to 35 miles per hour and with a range of 30 miles. Judith is also very interested in building a J-Pod rail in Hull. J-Pods are a form of sustainable infrastructure used for urban transportation. The creators of J-Pods wish to, quote, change the lifeblood of our economy from oil to ingenuity, unquote. The basic idea is very similar to a railroad, but instead of being on the ground, the cars are suspended under the rails, sort of resembling a ski lift. The entire system is completely solar-powered, with solar collectors mounted on top of the rails, collecting 5 to 30,000 vehicle miles of power per mile of rail per day. The occupants of these vehicles can be people, cargo, garbage, etc., thus helping to eliminate the need for conventional forms of transportation that involve burning oil and polluting our world.
You call it.
3, 2, 1. Oh God!